Hello, thank you for taking the time to watch our showcase of the Faith in Encounter project, which is being run by the Faith and Belief Forum and generously funded by Culham St Gabriel's. My name is Amy and I am Senior Programme Manager of the Education Learning team at the Faith and Belief Forum. And I'm joined by my colleague Sarah, who is Education and Learning Coordinator for the West Midlands, and by my colleague Alejandra, who is the Education Learning Coordinator for London. Now, the Faith and Belief Forum is an interfaith charity working across the UK. We create spaces in schools, universities, and the wider community where people can engage with questions of belief and identity and meet people different from themselves.
I'm now going to introduce you to our project, which is the Faith in Encounter, connecting schools and communities through faith and belief storytelling. Our project works in 3 regions: London, the North West and the West Midlands, with 2 primary schools in each region. We've developed a 3-session workshop based around the themes of I, you and we. And in addition to this, we are piloting the project with a multi-academy trust in Kent. We'll now show a short clip taken during one of the workshops.
This project that we're working on currently is called the Faith in Encounter project. It's being funded by Culham St Gabriel's. We're currently in phase 2 of that project. We're taking the students through the journey of I, you and we. So really focusing in the first workshop around personal beliefs, identities, exploring what identity means, but also what their own identity is, and students having an experience of sharing that with somebody else in their classroom.
Then it means that as a school and as a year group, we're able to celebrate those, and each child is encouraged to take part in those.
And then the U is part of our traditional workshops, where we have speakers come in of 2 different faiths and talk about their lived experiences of faith. And then the third workshop is the We workshop, where the children think a little bit broader in terms of the themes that may have come through the workshops, and also thinking about some broader themes from other faiths that connect with what they've been hearing about and what that actually means in terms of living in the wider world they live in. The learning that takes place there for students is around the opportunity to practice those skills of dialogue, of understanding, of empathy, of critical thinking.
And I think as children growing up, that's important. I think it starts here. And as they grow older, it just becomes part of who they are: acceptance, tolerance, and an understanding of others.
So storytelling is one of the main focuses of our workshops, and one theory we reference in relation to this is the social contact theory. This theory has been developed over time, but was originally formulated by Allport in 1954. Simply put, it explains how positive encounters result in better understanding of others. The earlier in life this occurs, the more likely it is that the individual is less prejudiced.
Storytelling and dialogue go hand in hand as an approach that can inform how faith and belief influences and informs everyday life. The diversity of how people practice their faith and belief, and importantly, it models good relations between people of different faiths and beliefs through an interfaith lens.
Now I want to talk about the volunteer speaker journey. For this project, we aim to recruit and train around 20 new volunteer speakers representing diverse worldviews, including parents and community members of the schools participating. The training prepared them to share their life experience successfully in the classroom. The training is part of the speaker experience that is also rooted in positive encounters and skills for dialogue. There, we cover a range of topics such as setting boundaries and safeguarding the power of language, public speaking tips, and the I statements that would help volunteers not only to write their story, but to feel prepared to foster dialogue while they reflect on their own identity. Some of the feedback that we have collected from our speakers underlines the inquisitive minds of young people and their interest in knowing more during the workshops. They also see this approach as an opportunity for young people to develop attitudes that build trust and understanding while make them aware of different faiths and beliefs.
Here's some feedback from a teacher in one of our West Midlands schools. She said the workshops engaged pupils in meaningful reflection about identity and that they showed genuine interest and respect during the sessions. Our pupil feedback is carried out using pom-pom jars and a short questionnaire. Overall, pupils have thoroughly enjoyed the workshops, generally scoring the speaker stories as their highlight.
We've learned so much already and will, by the end of the project, have gathered more in terms of feedback and practice development and learning. But so far, these are some of the key challenges and successes that we can see on screen. This approach has been easily adaptable, for example, for different ages and variable timings. The children and teachers have fed back on how much they like the lessons because the stories are engaging, accessible, and a great way to bring those stories to life in the classroom. They've also really enjoyed the journey that they are taking on from different perspectives. Some of the challenges have been the usual expected challenges, such as staff capacity and timings in the curriculum, and a recognition that this needs to be part of a wider approach to developing the skills for dialogue with students. Over the summer, we'll be creating a bank of resources for schools to download and use as a guide to begin thinking about storytelling in your own classroom.
There are many ways that the Faith and Encounter workshops can connect with the everyday work of the school. The sessions not only work in relation to RE and worldviews, but also in a much wider context, such as developing social cohesion, British values and citizenship, amongst others.
And finally, we just wanted to share some of the channels for engagement of local volunteers. Of course, we'll highlight the Faith and Belief Forum, our webpage. Please do take a look because we have some interesting resources that can be downloaded to support any work in your schools. And I wanted to also highlight the RE Hub's website because there are lots of regional and local information that you can gather in terms of places of worship and local speakers in your areas too. So just to say final thank you for joining us and for listening to some information around the project. Do keep in touch if you would like to know more.